Hello everybody, welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance. Jonny here. Good day, greetings and salutations. So last time we did a bunch of training aside from actually fulfilling the main quest, which was finding the bandits and dealing with them. Bunch of training. I have kind of run out of money. We have very limited money, but I've done all the sword and all the defense training that we had access to. I ignored the axe training because I don't really want to wield axes. So we'll call it good. Let's now report to Sir Radzik.
Well then, speak up.
My lord, I managed to find a clue to the whereabouts of the bandits.
Excellent. Bernard already told me what's been happening, but I'd like to hear it straight from the horse's mouth.
The whole story, or just the gist of it, sir?
It's up to you what you consider important.
Well, in the end, I tracked down the stable boy who fled in fear of his life, and for good reason too. He put me on the trail of a crofter from Ujit with a limp.
And his name?
The boy didn't know him by name, only by sight. But if I ask around, I'm sure folk will know who limps and keeps peculiar company. Villagers like to gossip.
But what if he's not there? He could have fled, maybe even to Kuttenberg.
If I don't find him in Ujit, I'll ask around. Someone will know something about him.
All right. Better go to Ujits then. Find this limping footpad and get the names of the others out of him. They have to face justice for what they did. I want to see them hang. Then bring him to me in Mehoyed and I'll decide on his fate.
Certainly, sir.
That guy's mole on his face is so distracting.
Sir, I've been to Ujits, and the parish priest there is very odd indeed. He's very handy with a sword. Do you know anything about him, sir?
Godwin? Aye, an intriguing fellow. He's the youngest son of one of the lords of Kuttenberg. He was sent to the university to become a priest, as is customary with the youngest son. But he didn't much care for it. So when he finished studying, instead of taking up his parish, he went roaming. I imagine he had a pretty adventurous life. And then one day he came back and settled down. Hanush would know more about him.
I have some news about the investigation, sir.
Good. Tell me.
The trail leads to Ujits. I found out one of the bandits is from there, a fellow they call Babloo Bosch.
I see. What else?
That's all I've found out so far, sir.
All right. Come back and report to me as soon as you learn anything new.
Why choose Mehoyed?
It's somewhat at the centre of events, isn't it? And what's more, there's another stud farm there.
Sir, do you think they're going to try the same thing again?
I shouldn't think so. Everyone will be on the alert now, but the secluded dwellings are more vulnerable. There are few people in them. They're scattered everywhere and we can't guard them all.
But the bandits won't find much silver in places like that.
There's always a groschen or two, some food and so on. Anyway, how much silver did they get from slaughtering those horses?
True. If they'd stolen them, they could have sold them. Those were fine animals.
Exactly. It's not about the silver. It's about something else.
But what?
Creating fear. Such great terror that you won't even squeak when they come to cut your throat. Never mind raise your hand against them. Fear that will root you to the spot, staring like a rabbit entranced by a stoat, waiting for the death blow to fall. Helpless to do anything about it.
Good talk. So we're headed to Ujits.
can't leave the domain without Sir Radzig's permission.
Hold on. I thought we were going to... Are we not going to use it? I was just following the road, man. I gotta say the cross-country horse riding works better than in many other games. I'll give it that for sure. The horse does get stuck sometimes. But like in a game like Witcher 3, they weren't able to get that done right. Like the moment you got off the trail or the road. Oh, sorry, why are you slowing down? There you go. I mean, it's not perfect, right? But it works pretty well. And we're out of the jungle. Out of the woods. Those woods. Here we go. Ujits. Is that what it's called? If I'm not mistaken, that's the town we went to learn how to read. This is a pretty good horse, man. The speed is quite decent. We might want to drop our horse somewhere like this. We'll take a look around. Let's make sure we're not hungry or anything like that. Could use some food, but... Whoops. The
What
game
in
is,
the...
game is locking there for me a bit. Hello.
I'm looking for a fellow who lives here, but I don't know his name. Do you know anyone with a limp?
That'll be Babloo Bosch. Gallows bait if ever I saw one. His place is at the end of the village next to the stream. Take him and welcome.
God bless.
The end of the stream, huh? I think we'll take pebbles for this one. Crap. I thought there was a path here. Okay, hold on. Oh, I got it. Maybe? Can we jump this? Let's go, Pebbles! Let's go, Pebbles! Okay. Hey, he made it. Something's going on there.
Move along, citizens. Move along. There's nothing to see here.
If that's what you call nothing to see, I'd like to know what something to see looks like.
By the keys of St. Peter, this is all I need. We'll have to send word to Sir Hanush.
That might not be necessary.
Who are you?
I'm Henry of Skalitz, in the service of Hanush's Captain Bernard. I'm investigating the attack at Neuhof, and I think this could be related.
Well, I'm the bailiff of Auschwitz. And I say we don't want any of that kind of trouble around here. What makes you think this has anything to do with Neuhof?
One of the folk at the stud farm recognized someone from Auschwitz among the bandits.
We have no bandits or murderers around here.
Really? They say he had a limp?
Shit. Well, allow me to introduce you to Babloo Bosch. Or all that's left of him.
Oh shit. He's disemboweled as well? Fuck. Ugh.
Sacre.
Sacre.
Nothing's ever easy. I'll have to take a look around and ask a few more questions, if that's all right with you.
You can take this mess off my hands and welcome to it. As for what else there is to find out, I don't know. But look and ask all you like.
Dude. That guy got fucked. Alright, well. Let's ask a few of these good people.
Who was Limpy Lubosh?
A poor crofter and a scoundrel. Can't say I'm too surprised what happened to him. He kept company with all sorts of vermin. He was always getting into some kind of trouble. Punch-ups in the tavern and what have you.
Has he been up to anything suspicious lately?
I don't know. The last few days he didn't go anywhere. He was home the whole time. But he always kept everyone in the village at arm's length.
Did he have any kith or kin in the village?
None. A loner he was. I don't know the last time I saw him with anyone.
Do you happen to know where he was on the night of the Neuhof raid?
I've no idea. He kept his distance from other folk, so you never knew if he was away or holed up at home.
How come he limped?
He got that from some villainy or brawl a long time ago.
When did you find the body? And did anyone see anything?
Just now, and nobody saw or heard anything. I don't know how they could gut him like that without someone hearing him scream.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not like a stealthy thing to do.
The parish priest here in Ujis, he's a peculiar sort of cleric. I noticed he's quite handy with a sword.
He is indeed. He's as hard as nails. More than once he's intervened in a brawl in the tavern and sat everyone on their asses. He's not to be taken lightly.
I doubt he acquired those skills at the seminary.
You know how it goes. The nobles send their youngest sons to study for the priesthood, and our parish priest has blue blood in him. He probably learnt to fight at home before he went to university. That's how it goes with those aristocrats. But I heard something happened and he was roving the world for a while. I don't know what he got up to, though.
Thank you for the information. What about you, ma'am?
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof, and now a murder here as well. Can I ask you a few questions?
Ask away.
Who was this Lubosh who was murdered?
He was a drunkard and a beast, and lazy too. Idle hands are the devil's tools.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
The only thing seemed suspicious was how a rogue like him suddenly started going to church. Now I see why, of course.
That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Let's go talk to the priest. And might want to. Hey, maybe talk to the innkeeper.
Jesus
Innkeepers
Christ,
always
be
know
praised.
stuff.
Is there anything suspicious going on in these parts?
Indeed there is. Around here? You should hear about what Vashek the groom has been up to at the stables. When the head groom told the lads here, they fell off their seats laughing.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanish of Lipa.
I don't know nothing about it, but
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
come to think of it, he was in church yesterday. He was even talking to the priest and went to confession. I was wondering what he was up to take to the faith all of a sudden. But I suppose no sin's too dark for God's mercy.
That's all. Thank you.
Oh, did we
Is there
answer
anything
this?
suspicious
Nothing out of the ordinary.
I don't know what the little star is. In all honesty.
God be with you.
I've come in the name of...
Of course. Ask him.
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently?
Well, now I think of it, I hadn't seen him around for a while. No idea where he was skulking.
That's all. Thank you.
Any work going here?
Enough for a dozen men. You could take the place of that useless stable hand Vashek for a start.
What happened? Did he do something wrong?
Just found out that he lost our pie.
Lost it where? In his stomach?
No, Pie was our fastest stallion. A lovely dappled one.
Oh. Well, that's bad news. How did Vashek manage to lose him?
He fell, banged his head, and the horse bolted. Can you fathom it? A stable hand falling off a horse. and then Pi took off at a gallop.
Well, I can't take Vashek's job, but I can try to find your pie.
That would be nice of you. If there's anything you need to know, ask that fool. I was too livid to even speak to him.
Right.
Cool. Well, let's go talk to the priest, shall we? Oh, it's down. Stay there, Pebbles. This guy is always fucking training. Look at him.
God be with you.
The blessings of our good Lord be with you, Father. I'm here in the name of Sir Hanush of Light. Can I ask you a few questions?
It seems Sir Hanush is employing children as investigators.
Excuse me.
But ask as you wish, boy. I hope this nasty business will be cleared up quickly.
Did you know Babloo Bosch? What was he like?
Bit of a lost soul. Simple, rough fellow, but at heart I don't think he was such a bad person.
Did you notice anything suspicious recently?
My child, all sorts of suspicious things have been going on recently. People like Lubosh don't know what to do about it, and sometimes they do stupid things.
That's really not a lot of help to me, Father.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing on the day Neuhof was raided?
Unfortunately, I do know. And I'd like to help you with your investigation, but I can't.
What?
I'm bound by certain vows that forbid me to tell you.
Vows more important than catching dangerous murderers?
There are laws of God above the laws of man, son, and one of those is the sanctity of the confessional.
Father, surely you can't be serious. There must be situations in which you can make an exception.
There are things that apply always, no matter what the circumstances, and this is one of them.
Huh.
But Lubosh is dead. You can't hurt him, but if you don't tell me, more innocent people may die.
If I told you, I would be betraying a vow that's a cornerstone of the Holy Church.
God damn it, this
If people
guy's
believed
made of
the
stone.
sanctity of the confessional couldn't be trusted, the consequences would be even worse than that.
Worse than the death of innocent Christians? Worse than the murderer escaping punishment?
No one escapes punishment.
No.
Father, Lubosh was my only lead to the Neuhof raiders. Only he could tell me who was responsible for that massacre. If I don't find out who it was, it will probably happen again. Surely you wouldn't want that.
I wouldn't. But I can't betray the sanctity of the confessional. I'll tell you what. Give me some time and I'll try to think up some way of helping you. Suppose we talk it over in the evening. In the tavern. Over a cup of good wine.
I like the
Maybe
way you
we'll
think,
come up
Father.
with something.
All right. Thank you, Father.
Okay. Meet the parish at the tavern. Might be worth asking some of these good folk about Babloo Bosch. What about you? Excuse me.
God be with you.
I've come in the name of Sir Hanush of Lipa. I'm investigating the massacre in Neuhof.
I don't know nothing about it.
Do you know what Lubosh was doing the day Neuhof was raided?
I was coming from the tavern very late that night, and I caught a glimpse of someone entering the village. He looked like he was in a hurry. It was only a shadow against the sky, but after what happened, I wouldn't wonder.
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to spend time with? Relatives or friends?
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern next to us sometimes, but he never said much.
That man Lubosh who was murdered, what was he like?
I didn't really know him. He kept to himself, even in the tavern.
That's all. Thank you.
Do we have anything we want to sell to this man? You won't buy any armor or weapons. Well, we're done then. Looks like this is a more general trader.
My respects to you.
We'll buy some weapons if we've got anything. You know what? Oh, this slightly better though, so we'll sell this one. Add to basket. Anything else we want to sell? Oh, we do have many torches, so we can sell a few of those. Although we'll probably not sell them because the price is not good. We can sell those. Anything we're not wearing, we might want to sell. As long as it's not stolen, which hopefully we don't have anything stolen at this point. I don't think we do, yeah. We can sell this too. Working boots. Everything else is equipped. Okay. Oh, boar hide. Yes. The other stuff can probably sell as well, actually. So you get blah blah blah. So trader's wealth is not that great. Right, let's go to the basket over here. We'll keep the sheepskin because it doesn't look like that guy can pay for it. So gotta drop some of this stuff. And when I say drop, I mean like not sell it. Is all I mean by that. Alright, you know what? That's fine. Close the deal. I feel generous today.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Well,
I pressed the wrong button. We'll just...
Here. Thanks a
Let's give him something extra and then maybe talk to him. See if he'll cooperate about the
Come in the name of
thing.
Sahanish of...
I don't...
Do you know anyone Lubosh used to...
Not with anyone from the village. He used to sit in the tavern.
Okay, so...
That's all. Thank you.
He actually has the same lines as the other trader. That's okay. We will... Let's find a place to sit. And we'll pass some time. I know you don't have to sit to wait, but it seems a little bit more immersive to do so. We'll go to 7 p.m. and we'll try to reconvene with the priest at the tavern. See if he's got any new information for us. Alright, so, whoop, get up please. Where can I find the tavern?
What's going on there?
Probably take a look at the map over here. Oops. That is not where we are. This is where we are. Quite close. This looks like a tavern. You know what? I would love to eat from this. Let's go. Oh, there he is.
All right, all right.
Good old Father Godwin.
All right, all right. Here we are.
All right, Father.
I'm sorry I can't tell you everything. But maybe we can work something out. But first I'd like to hear something about you, my son. With whom do I have the honor? Where are you from?
Fair enough.
I'm from Skalitz.
Oh, I'm sorry. What about your kin?
They're dead.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Here, we'll drink to them. It must have been terrible.
It was terrible. It seemed so pointless. We had no warning. They just appeared and began the slaughter. God knows why.
Excuse me, ma'am. You can't
They
sit
killed anyone who
at our
didn't make it to
table.
the shelter of the castle.
Here.
My parents, my girl, even the Deutsch who was on Sigismund's side.
No
I
respect.
didn't make it to the castle. I wanted to try and help my parents, but there was nothing I could do. Then I fled to Talmberg with the Cumans on my heels. They almost killed me. They slaughtered people in the surrounding villages. There was a pile of bodies in front of the church in Rovna. Folk who tried to take refuge there, but they...
My poor child. May God grant them eternal rest. And how did you come to get this assignment? I'd have expected Sir Hanish to send that old grouch, Bernard.
He did, but I found a witness and the trail led here to Ujitz, so he sent me here to follow it up.
Ah, well, congratulations. It's nice to see someone using their head to find things out instead of torture. We'll have to drink to that. Now the most important thing. What actually happened at Noyo? The good folks hereabout are saying all kinds of terrible things, but I take most of it with a pinch of salt.
Coming.
The rumours aren't exaggerated this time, unfortunately. The Neuhof stud farm was raided by bandits, but they didn't come to pillage or even take the horses. They only wanted to kill. They maimed the horses and slaughtered some people. I'm sure they would have killed more, but the bandits quarrelled among themselves and broke off the attack. And judging by what's left of our Lubosh, they're still settling accounts.
I see it's every bit as bad as people claim.
over here, please.
Dreadful. Well then, here's to those poor souls who had to die so pointlessly and so terribly.
I've told you all about me. Now it's your turn, Father. You don't look much like our parish priest at home. I noticed you're pretty handy with a sword. I wouldn't expect that of a man of the cloth.
You know what they say. The Lord moves in mysterious ways.
But this is a bit more mysterious than others.
Let's just say I haven't always been a priest. Fate led me to places where affairs were settled by force. These days, of course, it's just a bit of exercise to keep me in shape.
Well, we've had an agreeable chat, but now let's get down to business. So, about this confessional seal. Do you really want more innocent people to die?
Henry, that's not how it works. There are matters in which you can't make exceptions because if you do it once, you'll forever be tempted to do it again. If people stop believing in the church because their confessional secrets are betrayed, they won't trust anyone, and that's worse than even the most hideous crime.
I understand, but that means I've reached a dead end. Those cutthroats will strike again, and I can't stop them.
Chin up, lad. I might have a solution.
What?
If I tell you what Lubosh told me, I'd be betraying the confessional secret. But first thing tomorrow, I'll try something I think might help you.
Word of honor?
On my soul.
As you wish.
I always wondered about the things a priest tells his congregation. Where on earth do you get the ideas for your sermons?
Well, Ujitz is in Prague. It's not enough to instruct people. They have to be entertained, too. If I only read from the Bible, I'd soon be preaching to an empty church.
Our priest wasn't exactly a bard.
1 ale.
So what do you preach to your flock about?
It has to be something topical. Condemning vices. And, of course, describing them in detail. A tongue-lashing about the 2 popes goes down well these days. And stories from real life, with a nice moral to them, are popular as well. Especially if they're about fornication and similar scandalous vices.
Can you give me an example?
Well, recently a priest by the name of Jan Hus started preaching in Prague, in the Czech language, and the people liked it. I hear he always has a full house. A journeyman who heard him told me what Hus is preaching, and I like the sound of it. I'm thinking about putting it in my own repertoire.
What's so amazing about it?
The preaching of Master Jan Hus about Mother Church. The lamentable wealth in which the church is drowning has turned to poison. And nearly the whole of Christendom is contaminated. Just like a flock of hungry ravens, they settled on this land to devour every grain of gold and silver. They know no mercy. Their hearts are corrupted by longing for wealth, and they shamelessly profit from everything. You want to baptize a child? Pay. You want to steal and murder? Pay and you will have absolution.
Andy,
What if the devil
you
himself
got really
were to
emotional
pay?
about that
Would
one,
he
huh?
ascend to heaven too?
Touch the
With
fiber
such
there.
money gained from the poor, they buy beautiful horses to ride and needless servants to pamper them. They gamble at dice and dress their whores in expensive furs. While Jesus Christ walked barefoot and had no place to lay his head. Look to your consciences, you robbers of the poor, for
I
you
bet
are seen by
the
God
lady
and his
next to him
people too.
must be like, all right, Father, it's okay.
This Jan Hus character is quite a rebel.
Oh, the congregation will love it.
I don't doubt it.
Let's drink to that.
Funny.
To the wedding.
That last bit reminds me of someone.
What do you mean? My situation is completely different. Huth preaches against the prelates and the clerics who are robbing the poor. Look at me. I don't have a pot to piss in. I'm no better off than the folk I preach to. I'm one with them in poverty and suffering and everything that troubles them. I drink with them and curse those stuffed habits in Sasau Monastery.
Thanks for the sermon, but I think I've been morally uplifted enough. Oh, it's getting quite late. What are your plans, Father?
What do you suppose? We have a drink, of course.
Ah, that sounds like a good plan.
I knew you wouldn't let me down.
New level in drinking. Okay.
Przyszła bida mora lat, to nie ustoi żadnej chlap. Na kraj panuje sej smutek, do dnielo i rano utek, niech ich małżeński majstrat, do wczera żylne staje brak. Už sej mojí svatý muži, nechtěl bych bejbě jí kůži. Nám je to jedno a tak si dáme jedno a požadem si huby jako poslední den. Budem se bavit a do rána slávit a tak vypal sudy a posaď se mi sem. Tak posaď se sem a vypal je ven. Ukaž kozy jako vozy, zítra jen tu jsou nejdem, tak nalej mi hned, ať točí se svět.
Enough of this!
Bailiff! Come on over here, sit down and have a drink with us.
Don't vex me again, Father. It's 3 hours past dusk, and curfew is long gone.
So what?
So, I'll have you all whipped and put in the stocks, and I'll write a letter to the bishop about you, priest.
Well, nothing to worry about then. Everyone knows the only one around here who can ride is me.
Enough! Men, throw them out.
Oh. Oh. You looking for a fight? Henry, back me up.
Really. We have a new perk for drinking. Excuse me. So, I mean, didn't really help that much.
So, my dear, would you like to have a little ring on the bell? No sooner said than done.
I'd love to. And Henry, too, I'm sure. Right, Henry?
Stop that nonsense, Godwin. Are you out of your mind? What will people say?
They can say what they like. What do I care? What do they do to me? Watch the step, my dears. Careful, you don't hurt yourself.
Godwin, you're a buffoon.
What the hell is going on, man? Did I miss something?
Here we are. Look at this beauty.
Oh. We can't do this, can we?
Who says? Get ringing, wench.
Wench.
This is wonderful.
Oh man.
Ah, bloody oath.
That's great.
And now, my dears, comes the climax of the evening.
Not sure I like the sound of that.
Godwin, you old goat.
Come here. Oh.
Oh, father.
The priest has mounted up.
Mounted.
Say, Henry, shall we take a little ride of
Let's
our
go. Don't mind if I do. All right. Well. It's quite the hangover. I think we've had enough for one day. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Let me know down below if you have any thoughts on the series so far or in general for the channel. As always, thank you for watching. Catch you next time.